Ladies and gentlemen, imagine stepping into a role where every tradition around you shifts, every symbol changes, and the entire identity of your institution is being rewritten. Now imagine that in the middle of all this change, you're the one expected to stay steady. Tonight, let me take you inside the life of King Frederik of Denmark, a king navigating a world where everything stands out, yet one thing keeps him grounded. When King Frederik ascended the throne in January 2024, Denmark didn't just witness a change in monarch, it witnessed the beginning of an entirely new era. All around him, the royal world began to transform. Old traditions were reconsidered, long-standing symbols were redesigned, even the everyday details that most people never think about, like coins, patronages, and royal warrants, were suddenly brought into the spotlight. For decades, countless companies proudly carried the title of royal supplier, a badge of prestige granted by the monarchy. Under King Frederik, that system began to fade away. It was a shift quietly signaling that Denmark's modern monarchy would operate differently from the past. Patronages, those symbolic partnerships that tie royals to organizations, were also trimmed down. More than 100 were let go. The new king wanted a royal house with focus, clarity, and purpose, not an endless list of names. Even the physical symbols of the monarchy changed. The royal coat of arms was redesigned to honor Greenland and the Faroe Islands with greater distinction. New coinage was set into motion, with lower-value coins carrying the king's monogram and the higher ones preparing for a fresh royal portrait. All of this left people with the same impression. Everything is changing, everything looks different. And it was true. The reign of Frederik X has already been written as a moment of modernization, a recalibration of the monarchy for the 21st century. A shift from ceremonial abundance toward meaningful, streamlined purpose. But in the middle of all this change, one thing did not move. One thing held King Frederik steady. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is his deep sense of duty. When Frederik stepped into his new role, he did it not with fanfare, but with sincerity. He later shared, backstage, photos from his first day as king, moments captured before the world saw him step onto the balcony. In those quiet pictures, you can see the weight on his shoulders. The focus, the seriousness, the understanding that this day was not just historic, but personal. He described that day as emotionally charged and unforgettable. Words that reveal a man who didn't take the crown lightly, but embraced it with the full force of responsibility. And the people of Denmark felt it. Poll after poll showed strong approval, not because of grand gestures, but because the king approached his role with humility, steadiness, and genuine commitment. In a time when every symbol, every tradition, every expectation seemed to shift, his dedication to serving Denmark became the anchor. The thing that didn't move. Some people call it discipline. Some call it a modern vision. Others simply call it heart. But whatever name you give it, that unwavering sense of duty is what keeps King Frederik grounded, even as the world of royalty around him transforms. This is the story behind the headline. A king in transition, a monarchy evolving, and a single constant in the middle of it all. A man determined to honor his role, uphold his responsibility, and carry Denmark forward with purpose. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe my channel.